My beloved child, you didn't come here by mistake. Something within you, perhaps quiet, perhaps desperate, was searching for an answer. And here, in this very moment, I respond. This is not a generic word. It's not a blanket message passed around for comfort. This is specific. It is sacred. It is tailored to the cry of your heart, the ache in your soul, and the questions you've been too afraid to say aloud. You've wondered if I still speak. I do, and I'm speaking now to you. You've been surviving, functioning, pressing through, hoping things will shift. You've done what you could with the little strength you had left, and I honor that. But I never intended for you to carry the weight alone. I saw every moment you smiled on the outside while barely holding yourself together inside. I watched you give what you didn't have, love when you felt empty, believe when doubt was clawing at your mind. And today, I want to speak to that tired, brave heart. You don't need to perform for me. You don't have to prove your worth. I was with you when you succeeded, and I was just as close when you failed. I have never measured you by your performance. I've always seen you through the eyes of mercy. You've asked for help, but help doesn't always come in the form you expect. Sometimes, it begins with a word like this. Let's strip it all away for a moment. The fear, the distractions, the expectations. Just be here. Just listen. Let my words settle into the places where the noise has been. I am not angry. I am not disappointed. I am near, not far, not vague, not distant. I am here, and I want to help you. But help cannot begin where trust is absent. And so I ask you not to figure it all out, not to fix what's broken, but simply to trust me, to lean in when you're tempted to lean away, to open your heart again, even if it's been broken too many times to count. Trust is the soil in which I plant miracles. Trust is what opens the way for my hands to do what your strength cannot. You've been asking why it's been so hard lately, why you feel like you're fighting battles that seem invisible, why you're exhausted even when nothing looks different on the outside. It's because I've been digging deep within you. I've been shaking loose the false identities, the lies that have attached themselves to your soul. The pressure has been real because the transformation is real. I'm not polishing the surface. I'm reshaping the foundation. I'm not giving you a temporary fix. I'm giving you a permanent freedom. That's why it's taken time. That's why it's felt slow. I wasn't late, I was intentional. Because what I'm building in you cannot be shaken. Not by people, not by circumstances, not by storms. And you, yes, you are stronger than you think. Not because of your own might, but because I am your strength. You're not fragile. You're being fortified. You're not forgotten. You're being formed. I am not just getting you through, I am making you new. I'm not leaving you as you were. You will not exit this season the same. Let me say this clearly. You are not disqualified. You are not too far gone. You are not a lost cause. I know every chapter of your stories, even the ones you've hidden. And still, I chose you. Still, I've called you. Still, I am with you. There is no shame in me, only healing, only truth, only grace. I want to remind you who you are, not what life has labeled you, not what trauma tried to tattoo on your identity, but who I've said you are from the beginning. Chosen, called, covered, held, created on purpose, for a purpose. You are not what they did to you. You are not the fear that visits in the night. You are not the mistakes that echo in your memory. You are mine. And what's ahead? Oh, it's greater than what's behind. But first, you must release what was so I can fill you with what is. You've been holding fragments and calling them protection. I'm inviting you to let go so I can rebuild you whole, strong, free. The peace your soul longs for isn't found in understanding everything. It's found in trusting me through everything. Let me quiet the storm inside you. Let me carry what's been weighing you down. There's more for you than survival. You were made to thrive in my presence. You were created to breathe deep, to laugh again, to love again, to dream again. That is not foolishness. It is faith. And faith is rising in you, even now, as my words sink into your soul. Because the stirring you feel isn't confusion, it's awakening. It's the beginning of a holy rebuilding, one that starts not with striving, but with surrender. Not with doing more, but with receiving more. And as you open your heart wider to me, as you yield to my hands, you will begin to sense Ida's strength, not your own. A clarity you didn't manufacture. A peace that holds you steady when everything else trembles. Because I am not only bringing peace, I am establishing it as a permanent presence within you. The storm that has raged in your mind, the unrest that has robbed your sleep, the fear that has gripped your every decision, I speak to it now. Be still. I am the God who commands the winds, and I speak the same authority over your heart. No longer will you live at the mercy of chaos. You will be anchored in me. This is where healing begins, not just physical, not just emotional, but spiritual. At the core of who you are, I am doing something new. I am removing the lies you've believed for far too long. Lies that said you were too broken to be fixed, too lost to be found, too far gone to be redeemed. I tear those lies down, one by one. In their place I plant truth. You are loved, you are seen, you are worth rescuing. And yes, I am rescuing you not from your surroundings, but from the inner prison of fear and shame. You've survived things that should have taken you out. That's not by chance. I was there, holding you, shielding you, whispering strength into your spirit when you had none left to give. And now, I want more for you than just survival. I want resurrection. I want you to walk in freedom, real freedom. Not the kind that depends on how others treat you or what circumstances look like, but the kind that runs deep and unshakable, rooted in truth. The truth that you are no longer bound. You are no longer a slave to the past. You are no longer defined by your darkest days. I have written a new name over you, redeemed. You keep asking, but how? How do I move forward when I've failed so many times? How do I trust when I've been betrayed? How do I believe when life has taught me to expect disappointment? The answer is simple, yet powerful. Not in your own strength, but in mine. You were never meant to carry this alone. I didn't design you to fight battles you were never equipped to win on your own. I gave you myself. My spirit within you is not timid. It is not weak. It is mighty, courageous, alive. When you yield to me, I empower you to do what you could never do in your own effort. I lift you from the pit. I guide your every step. I pour courage into your weary bones and speak vision into places that once echoed with hopelessness. That is the difference between striving and surrender. One wears you down, the other lifts you up. Let's be honest. You've tried to fix things your way. You've run in circles, hoping change would come. You've pushed. You've planned, you've cried, and still felt stuck. That's because your breakthrough was never meant to come through striving. It comes when you let me in, not just in the areas you're comfortable with, but in the hidden places, the wounded places, the places you'd rather keep buried. You don't have to be afraid. I won't reject you. I won't shame you. I won't walk away when you show me your scars. In fact, that's when I come closest. I am the healer of broken hearts, the one who binds wounds others can't even see. I know what hurt you, even if you can't explain it. I know what fractured your trust. I know why you built those walls. And still, I knock not to break you down, but to bring you out. Because beyond those walls is lifeful, free, abundant life. Not free from trouble, but filled with unshakable peace. Not free from challenge, but overflowing with strength. I'm not promising ease. I'm promising presence. And my presence will carry you further than fear ever could. You see, I've never been interested in appearances. I care about your heart. I care about your healing. I care about the things you think don't matter. The small battles, the private tears, the silent pleas. Every one of them matters to me. And when you give me access, I will touch what no one else can reach. I will heal what no doctor, no counselor, no friend could fix. That is who I am. Not a distant deity, but a personal God. A father who gets in the dirt with you, who weeps with you, who rejoices when you take even the smallest step toward freedom. I don't rush your process. I walk with you through it, at your pace, with your hand in mine, until the fear fades, until the shame lifts, until your eyes begin to see again clearly, fully through the lens of love. And as that happens, you'll begin to walk differently. You'll carry yourself not with pride, but with purpose, not with arrogance, but with authority. Because when you've been healed by me, it shows, not in loud words, but in quiet confidence, not in having all the answers, but in carrying the answer within you. The old you may have survived, but the new you will flourish. And flourishing is not a far-off promise. It is the next breath when you choose to receive what I'm offering. It is the fruit of trust, the result of surrender, the natural response to supernatural love. And as you breathe me in, as you begin to trust me more deeply, you'll find yourself stepping into a peace that steadies you no matter what surrounds you. Because peace isn't something I give like the world gives. It's not temporary, conditional, or fragile. My peace is a fortress. It guards your heart and mind, even when chaos tries to breach your walls. It doesn't depend on the absence of problems, but on the presence of my spirit. And my spirit is in you, right now, surrounding you, holding you, teaching your soul to rest again. You've been trained to expect disappointment. Life has conditioned you to wait for things to fall apart. But I am breaking that cycle. I am rewriting your internal narrative. Where you once anticipated rejection, you will now expect my favor. Where you once feared abandonment, you will trust in my presence. Where you once prepared for pain, you will begin preparing for promise. I know that trust doesn't come easily, not after what you've endured. The betrayal, the instability, the inconsistencies that made you question if anything good can truly last. But I am not man. I do not lie, I do not change, I do not fail. My word stands when everything else falls. And my promises over your life are not fragile hopes, they are eternal truths, sealed in my blood and secured by my love. You've been on edge, afraid to hope too much, afraid to dream again. But child, I am not afraid of your hopes. I gave them to you. I placed dreams in your spirit not to torment you, but to draw you closer to the future I've prepared. That dream that won't die, that vision that keeps returning. It's not your imagination, it's your inheritance. And now, I'm teaching you how to carry it well. To carry the promise, you must first believe you're worthy of it. And that's where I'm working even now at the core of how you see yourself. So many times you've disqualified yourself in your own mind. You've said, I'm not good enough, not holy enough, not consistent enough. But I never asked you to be perfect. I asked you to be willing. It is my perfection that qualifies you. It is my grace that empowers you. It is my spirit that makes the impossible possible. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not overlooked. I have been preparing you, and even in your seasons of silence I was shaping you. The delays were not denials. They were my protection. You think you wasted time, but I've already redeemed it. I will accelerate what seemed slow. I will multiply what felt lost. You don't have to make up for lost time. I am the Lord of time. Let go of comparison. Stop measuring your journey by someone else's timeline. I never called you to follow their path. I've called you to follow me. What I'm building in you is unlike anything I built before. That's why it's taken time. That's why you felt different. Because you are. You're marked, set apart, handpicked for something that requires deeper foundations. So do not despise the hidden seasons, the years of seeming invisibility, the moments when no one applauded, and you wondered if anything you did mattered. I saw every act of obedience. I heard every whispered prayer. I noted every choice to love when it was hard, to stay when it was painful, to believe when there was no visible reason. Heaven keeps better records than earth. You have grown more than you know. The things that used to crush you no longer have the same power. You're stronger, wiser, softer, and braver at the same time. You've gained a resilience not born of pride but of grace. And soon, the fruit of what I've done in secret will begin to appear publicly, not to elevate you, but to glorify me through you. Because when people look at your life and ask how you made it, they will know it wasn't your strength, it was mine. They'll see the evidence of my presence in your peace. They'll hear my wisdom in your words. They'll feel my love in your touch, and they'll be drawn not to you but to me through you. That is how I glorify myself in my children, not just through miracles, but through transformation. And transformation is what I'm doing now. I'm renewing your mind. I'm reshaping your perspective. I'm restoring your sense of identity and value. You are not what you did. You are not what they did to you. You are not the pain you walked through. You are a new creation, being daily formed in the image of my Son. And every day you walk with me, the old fades, and the new comes alive. You may not feel it yet, but something inside you is shifting. A weight is lifting. A light is rising. What once felt impossible now seems within reach. That is my spirit testifying to your spirit that you are moving into something new. Not a recycled season, but a brand new thing. One that will require your whole heart, but will fill your life with a joy that nothing can steal. So breathe. Let your soul exhale. You don't have to brace for disappointment anymore. You don't have to expect loss. You can live open, hopeful, anchored in truth, not in fear. Because I am not done with you. I am just getting started. And what's coming will be greater than what you prayed for, because I love you too much to give you less than my best. And my best doesn't always arrive the way you imagined it. Sometimes it comes through the unraveling of everything you once held together, through the breaking of illusions that couldn't sustain you, through the painful clarity that certain people or paths were never meant to walk with you into the next chapter. I know letting go has hurt. I know you've questioned why some relationships ended, why some opportunities dried up, why you had to walk alone in seasons when you felt you needed support the most. But hear me now, nothing that left your life did so without my knowing. There are things you begged me to give, and I didn't. There are doors you asked me to open, and I kept them shut. And you wondered if I was withholding goodness, but I was sparing you pain. I wasn't punishing you, I was preserving you. Because what I've prepared for you requires purity of heart, clarity of purpose, and loyalty to me above all else. I couldn't let you carry baggage into your breakthrough. So yes, it hurt, but it healed. And now, you're lighter. Now, you're ready. You've seen what happens when you try to control the outcome. You've exhausted yourself chasing after approval, success, security, trying to force things into place that I never called you to hold. But I'm teaching you now how to release and rest, to stop striving and start trusting. Because when you give me control, peace flows like a river. Not because everything is perfect, but because you finally realize that you don't have to be the one holding it all together. Let me be your strength. Let me be the source. Not your bank account, not your job, not your relationships, not your own strategies. Me. When you depend on shifting things, your emotions rise and fall with them. But I do not change. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. When I say I'll provide, I will. When I say I'll protect, I will. When I say I'll fulfill my word, I will. It's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of time. And in the meantime, I am forming in you the kind of faith that endures, the kind of patience that doesn't resent the wait, the kind of joy that doesn't depend on the outcome. This is maturity, and you're walking into it. I'm not just blessing you, I'm building you. I'm making you into someone who can carry the weight of what's coming with grace and wisdom. Someone who doesn't just receive from me, but reflects me. Do you know what that looks like? It looks like peace in the middle of chaos. It looks like hope when others see only despair. It looks like kindness in the face of cruelty, faith when others retreat, compassion when others turn cold. It looks like me, because that is what I'm doing in you. I'm making you more like my son, not through pressure but through presence, not through fear but through love. And love, true love, changes everything. When you receive my love, really receive it, you stop looking for worth in all the wrong places. You stop chasing after what can never satisfy. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces I never called you to fill. My love gives you the courage to walk away from things that once defined you. It gives you clarity to say no to lesser things and strength to wait for what aligns with your calling. I don't want you to live a life of settling. I didn't place eternity in your heart so you could spend your days surviving temporary highs. You were made for more. You were made to soar, to create, to influence, to speak life into dead places. You were made to be a carrier of my presence, to bring heaven's atmosphere into earth's brokenness. That's why the enemy has fought so hard to keep you distracted, discouraged, disconnected, because he sees the potential I'd placed in you. But I see it too, and I'm calling it out now. The gifts in you are waking up. The dreams you buried are stirring again. That passion you thought had died, it's being reignited. You may have written yourself off, but I never did. I'm blowing on the embers of what remains, and it will become a fire again. Not a fire of striving or performance, but a holy fire. A fire that burns with purpose, with clarity, with divine energy. So don't be afraid to dream again. Don't be afraid to plan, to step forward, to believe. Not blindly, but boldly with me as your guide. I will speak. I will lead. I will confirm the path. You will not walk in confusion forever. The fog is lifting. The noise is fading. My voice will become unmistakable. And with every step, confidence will resonate in yourself, but in me. Because confidence in me produces courage in you. Not the loud, flashy kind the world celebrates, but the steady, unwavering kind that says, even if I don't see it yet, I believe. That is the faith I honor. The faith that pleases me. The faith that moves mountains and rewrites legacies. And you, child, are being positioned for just that. A legacy not marked by pain, but by purpose. Not by brokenness, but by beauty. You are not who you used to be. You are not stuck in who they said you were. You are not defined by what you lost. You are stepping into something sacred, a season where old chains break and new doors open, a season where fear loses its grip and freedom becomes your new normal. You'll walk differently, not with arrogance, but with authority, because you'll know exactly who walks with you, and knowing who walks with you changes everything. When you realize that I, the Almighty, the Creator of heaven and earth, walk beside you, fear begins to dissolve. You no longer approach life from a place of insecurity or inferiority. You begin to live with a quiet confidence that even in the unknown you are held. Even in weakness, you are carried. Even in silence, you are seen. I'm not watching from a distance. I am with you. In the car, in the kitchen, in the hospital room, in the moment when you want to give up and no one else knows it. I'm there, and I'm not passive. I'm moving, speaking, healing, aligning. What feels like stillness to you is often divine motion behind the scenes. Just because you haven't seen it yet doesn't mean I'm not working. Trust that my silence never equals absence. I am building your faith to see what your eyes cannot. Because faith is not anchored in what is visible. It's rooted in who I am, and I have never failed you. Look back, truly look, and you'll see my fingerprints on every season. I was the one who got you through what you thought would destroy you. I was the whisper that steadied your panic, the open door after all the others shut, the unexpected peace when the storm should have swallowed you whole. And if I was faithful then, I will be faithful now. I haven't changed. I haven't grown tired of you. I haven't regretted choosing you. Your flaws don't surprise me. Your struggles don't scare me. Your questions don't offend me. I didn't pick you because you were perfect. I picked you because I see the end from the beginning, and I see in you a vessel ready to carry my glory. So come boldly. Not arrogantly, but boldly. Don't hide from me when you fall, run to me. Don't punish yourself with shame. That's not my way. Conviction draws you to me. Condemnation drives you away. Learn to discern the difference. I correct you because I love you. I discipline you because I have more for you. But I never humiliate. I never shame. My voice may be firm, but it always carries love. And love is what you need most right now. Real love. The kind that doesn't change when you mess up. The kind that covers without enabling. The kind that tells the truth while holding your heart. You've searched for that kind of love in all the wrong places, people. Performance, success, and every time it fell short, it wounded you a little more. But my love never falls short. It never fails. Let me love you beyond your logic, beyond what you think you deserve. Stop trying to earn what I freely give. You don't have to strive for what already belongs to you. You are my child, my beloved, my masterpiece in process. I'm not waiting for you to be perfect. I'm walking with you as you become. I delight in every step you take toward me, no matter how small. Yes, even now I'm proud of you. Not because you figured everything out, but because you're still here, still seeking, still holding on. That alone is victory. That is faith. And faith, even the size of a mustard seed, moves me, because it shows me that despite the pain, you haven't given up. Despite the confusion, you still believe I'm good. And that belief, it's growing, strengthening, taking root. Soon that faith will bear fruit. You'll begin to see doors open that no man can shut. You'll witness me turn ashes into beauty in ways you never imagined. Relationships will be restored. Dreams will be revived. Opportunities will come not by manipulation, but by my divine hand. And through it all, you'll know it wasn't your effort that did it. It was your surrender. I reward obedience, not perfection. So if all you have is a willing heart, that's enough. I'll use it. I'll multiply it. I'll breathe on it, because what I'm building through you is bigger than you. It's for others too. Your life will be a bridge that helps others cross from despair to hope, from brokenness to healing, from religion to relationship. That's why the battle has been so fierce. Because your freedom isn't just for you, it's meant to set others free. You've been in a refining season. The fire wasn't sent to destroy you, but to purify you, to remove the parts of your life that can't go where I'm taking you. It's been painful, yes, but necessary. And you're almost through. The gold is beginning to show. The real you, the one I designed before the world marked you, is rising. You'll walk differently from here on out. Not because you've become someone else, but because you've finally returned to who you've always been in me. Free, whole, bold, anchored. A reflection of my love in a world starving for truth. And as you live from this place of identity and intimacy, everything around you will begin to shift, because identity changes everything. Once you know who you are in me, you stop negotiating with fear. You stop begging for crumbs when I've seated you at a royal table. You stop walking on eggshells around opinions and start walking in authority. This is what I've been preparing you for, not just a moment of inspiration, but a lifestyle of conviction, clarity, and kingdom purpose. No longer will you shrink to make others comfortable. No longer will you hide your light to avoid judgment. You were made to stand out not in arrogance, but in radiant humility. You carry something sacred. My spirit lives in you, and that means everywhere you go, darkness must flee. Confusion must bow. Atmospheres must shift, not because of who you are alone, but because of who I am in you. You've longed to make a difference. You've asked God, do I matter? Is there more to my life than what I see? Hear me, no, yes. 1,000 times, yes. I've placed a divine assignment within you, something no one else can replicate. It's not about a platform. It's not about being seen. It's about being faithful. When you walk in what I've given you, lives change. Chains break. Hope spreads. Don't underestimate the impact of your obedience. Every time you choose love over anger, forgiveness over bitterness, truth over compromise, you are partnering with heaven. You are planting seeds that will outlive you. You may not see the harvest right away, but it's growing. I'm watering it. I'm watching over it. Nothing done in my name is ever wasted. Even your weakness is useful in my hands. I take what the world calls insufficient and turn it into glory. I use the unqualified, the overlooked, the broken, because I am not looking for the most impressive resume. I'm looking for the most surrendered heart. And child, when you give me your heart fully, there is no limit to what I will do through you. That's why the process has been intense. The resistance you've felt is not a sign that you're off track, it's proof that you're aligned with something significant. The enemy doesn't waste his energy on those going nowhere. But when you begin to walk in destiny, expect resistance. And when it comes, remember, I have already overcome. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. I've already defeated every power that sought to destroy you. My blood speaks louder than your mistakes. My name is greater than your past. And my spirit within you is stronger than every opposition. Stand in that truth. Declare it. Live from it. You've been silent for too long. Not because you had nothing to say, but because you believed the lie that your voice didn't matter. But I am breaking that lie. I am restoring your roar. You will speak with authority, not to impress, but to impact. You will declare my truth boldly and watch as chains fall in others, just as they're falling in you. There is a new boldness rising in you, a holy fire, a fearless compassion that refuses to stay silent in the face of injustice, confusion, and despair. You won't need to scream. You won't need to prove. You'll simply walk in my truth, and that truth will do what only heaven can do, will set captives free. And in your own life, freedom will no longer be a concept. It will be your reality. Shame will no longer be your language. Joy will be. Anxiety will no longer own your mornings. Peace will. Regret will no longer write your narrative. Redemption will. Because I am rewriting the script. I am changing the soundtrack of your soul. You will begin to recognize the sound of my voice more clearly than ever before. No longer confused by conflicting noise, but steady and sure. I will speak, and you will know it is me. Not because it always makes sense, but because it always aligns with peace. I never lead through panic. I lead through presence. And in that presence you will discover strength you didn't know you had. Courage that rises when circumstances say you should collapse. Clarity that comes in the middle of the unknown. This is what it means to walk by faith, not because you see, but because you trust. Not because you understand, but because you are surrendered. I have never asked you to have all the answers. I've asked you to stay close. That's where the power lies, in proximity. Don't worry about performing. Stay connected. Don't worry about outcomes. Stay faithful. If you keep your eyes on me, I'll handle what's beyond your control. I've done it before, and I will do it again. Your consistency will be the key. Not dramatic moments, but daily devotion. Small steps, quiet yeses, hidden prayers. That's where destiny is shaped. And soon, you'll see the fruit of what's been planted in secret start to emerge in full view. And when it does, you won't take the credit. You'll know exactly who carried you there, because it was never your strength that sustained you, it was my grace. Every moment you kept going when quitting felt easier, that was me. Every time you found the courage to believe again, after disappointment tried to suffocate you, that was me. And even now, As you rise into this new season, the glory will not belong to your willpower or wisdom. It belongs to me, the God who never let go of you, not once. You've come further than you think. There were battles that could have ended you, trauma that could have paralyzed you, losses that could have stolen your voice. And yet here you are, reading these words, still holding on, still reaching. That is evidence of something divine working within you. The enemy tried to silence you, but I preserved your voice. He tried to shut you down, but I lifted you up, because I have purpose for you that no devil in hell can cancel. And now, we move into harvest. But I want you to hear this clearly. The harvest isn't only about what I give you, it's about who you become in me. I'm not just blessing your hands, I'm transforming your heart, so that when the blessings come, they don't bury you in pride or pressure, they anchor you in praise. Because what I give you is never meant to become more important than the one who gave it. Stay close to me. Don't let the gifts become your God. Don't let the doors distract you from the voice that led you there. The greatest reward is still me, always me. In the midst of opportunity, favor, and breakthrough, let your heart remain tender. Let your focus remain fixed. Let your gratitude deepen as the fruit multiplies. Because yes, multiplication is coming. Where there was once lack, there will be plenty. Where there was delay, there will be acceleration. Where there was silence, there will be divine instruction. I will open doors you didn't knock on. I will raise your name in rooms you didn't even know existed. Not for your fame, but for my glory. But with increase comes stewardship. With promotion comes responsibility. And I have trained you in the wilderness to handle what's coming. The private pain refined your character. The silent nights developed your discernment. The unseen obedience carved deep roots in you that no wind will be able to uproot. That's why it took time, because shallow foundations collapse under heavy blessings. But you, child, are being built to last. There are people assigned to your voice, not to your perfection, not to your image, but to your authenticity. They will be drawn to the real, the raw, the redeemed you. You will speak, and they will be set free, not because you say it perfectly, but because you carry my presence. What once was your wound will become your weapon. What once was your prison will become your platform. Do not be afraid of the weight of what I'm giving you. I will carry it with you. I will surround you with those who uplift, not use. I will protect your name and silence the lies spoken against you. You don't need to defend yourself. I am your defender. You don't need to force the blessing. I am your provider. You don't need to fear being seen. I will cover you. And as you walk this path of promise, I will continue to shape you. Because transformation is not a moment, it's a journey. I'm still refining, still revealing, still removing, but not to harm you, to free you. I love you too much to let you remain the same. My love will never abandon you, but it will challenge you. It will stretch you. It will lead you out of comfort into calling. And yes, calling often feels costly, but I promise you, it's worth it. The impact of your obedience will ripple through generations. What you overcome now will break generational patterns for your family. What you build in faith will become a shelter for others. This isn't just about your personal peace, it's about kingdom influence, eternal significance, a legacy rooted in me. You may feel small in the scope of the world, but in my kingdom, you are mighty. I use the humble to shake nations. I use the yielded to spark revival. I use the ones who say yes, even trembling, to accomplish what the proud never could. So, if your heart is willing, I am ready to release more than you asked for, and greater than you imagine. And what you feel stirring inside right now, this quiet rising of courage, this unfamiliar strength, this holy anticipation's not hype. It's me. It's the evidence that the spirit within you is awakening to destiny. I'm calling you up, not out of shame, but into the fullness of what I've spoken over your life since the beginning. And as you walk in that fullness, you'll begin to see how every moment, every tear, every delay, every test was not random. It was woven with purpose. You'll understand why you had to go through the fire, why the waiting room was necessary, why I said no when you begged for yes. It will all become clear as I continue to unfold my heart and my plan for you, because the unveiling has begun. What was once obscured is coming into focus. What confused you before is aligning with revelation. You'll look back and say, now I see it. Now I understand. I never wasted a single moment of your pain. Every unanswered prayer, every door that didn't open, every delay, I used it all to position you for the exact place you are now standing. You are standing on holy ground, not because everything around you is perfect, but because everything in you is being transformed. I am marking this place in your life as a divine turning point. You'll never go back to the way things were, because the old has passed. You have been reborn in faith, refined by fire, and made ready for the assignment ahead. And what's ahead is not small. It's not survival. It's not stagnation. It is movement, expansion, acceleration, not just external but internal. Your mind will expand to carry kingdom wisdom. Your heart will stretch to carry divine compassion. Your words will carry more weight, because they will come from the place of my presence in performance, not theory, but encounter. Others may not understand this shift in you. Some will be uncomfortable with your growth. They'll remember the version of you that played small, that stayed silent, that lived for their approval. But I have called you to rise, to evolve, to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You are not obligated to maintain an old version of yourself just to keep others comfortable. I didn't free you for that. You were made to move forward with clarity, with grace, with purpose. And that means saying no more often, saying yes with discernment, living from a place of overflow, not exhaustion. I am teaching you to steward not just your calling, but your energy, your time, your boundaries. Because what I pour into you is sacred, and you are responsible for how you carry it. There will be days when it's hard. Days when you'll feel the old pull toward fear, toward hiding, toward pleasing people. But remember this, you've already come through too much to go back now. You've been delivered from mindsets that nearly destroyed you. You've been rescued from patterns that drained the life out of you. And I'm not letting you slip back into that. Not now. Not ever. I will send reminders through my word, through divine conversations, through unexpected confirmations that you are still on the right path. I will guide you with such detail and care that you'll begin to expect my voice in everything, in decisions, in delays, in quiet moments, in the middle of conversations. You'll begin to live so aware of me that fear won't find a home in your heart anymore. And in that awareness, you will gain wisdom beyond your years. Not book knowledge, but divine insight. You'll know what to say when others are speechless. You'll recognize what's happening behind the scenes when others are confused. You'll see solutions where others only see problems, Because you won't be reacting to life, you'll be responding from revelation. I'm giving you eyes to see and ears to hear, not just for your sake, but for those I've assigned to you. You're not walking this alone. I've already appointed people to walk with you. Some will mentor you, some will protect you, others will partner with you, but all of them will be divinely aligned. You won't have to chase them. I will draw them to you by the magnet of purpose, and with the right people, your progress will multiply. What would have taken years will take months. What once drained you will now fuel you. I will bless the work of your hands not because you earned it, but because you trusted me with it. I'll cause favor to rest on you, not for attention, but for impact. I'll take your ordinary yes and make it extraordinary in my hands. This is what it looks like when purpose unfolds. It's not flashy, it's not always loud, but it is undeniable. The peace you carry will become a testimony. The joy that bubbles up even in hard moments will confuse those watching. They'll ask what changed, and you'll point to me. That is what I desire to be glorified through your transformation. You won't need to convince anyone. You won't need to prove anything. Your life will speak louder than your explanations. My fruit in you will do the talking. And when the world asks how you got through what should have destroyed you, you'll answer simply, God. And that one word will carry generations of grace and power. So keep walking, keep trusting, keep surrendering. The days ahead are rich with promise. They're filled with divine appointments, unexpected encounters, and the kind of favor that overtakes you without striving. You won't need to chase it. You'll simply walk in alignment and watch me fulfill what I promised. Because I am not a man that I should lie, nor a son of man that I should change my mind. What I spoke over you will come to pass, not because of your perfection, but because of my integrity. I don't retract my promises when you stumble. I don't withdraw my calling when you're afraid. My word is not fragile, it is eternal. And the plans I have for you are still alive, still unfolding, still moving forward with power. You feared you missed it, that you somehow disqualified yourself, delayed your destiny, or disappointed me beyond repair. Let me speak truth to that fear. You can't ruin what I authored. You are not powerful enough to undo my grace. I accounted for your mistakes when I wrote your story. Nothing has surprised me. Nothing has thrown me off course. Every detour, every fall, every failure, I've woven it all into a divine masterpiece. You are still on schedule. Heaven is not panicking. I've been with you every step of the way, redeeming time, aligning opportunities, restoring what you thought was lost. And what I restore, I make better than before. Your latter days will be greater than your former. Not because of what you've done, but because of what I am doing through you now. The shift has already begun. And as the shift continues, so will the shedding. I'm calling you to travel light, to let go of the weight that's not yours to carry. Guilt, shame, old identities, toxic mindsets, unforgiveness. These are not your inheritance. I'm breaking them off now. You don't need them for where you're going. What you need is trust. What you need is intimacy with me. Everything else can fall away. You'll feel it. This Shadinga's clarity deepens as you stop chasing what doesn't feed your spirit, as you stop saying yes to things that drain your energy and silence your voice. I'm freeing you to say no without guilt, to walk away without shame, to live without performing, because who I created you to be is more powerful than who the world trained you to become. And as you become more youth, real you, the healed you, the loved you, you will become a magnet for purpose. opportunities that align, relationships that sharpen, environments that stretch but don't strangle. You will breathe easier. You will love deeper. You will see me in the ordinary, and you will know without a doubt that you are exactly where you're meant to be. I'm not just healing your heart. I'm healing your perspective. I'm showing you what's been true all along, that you're not broken beyond repair. You're not too late. You're not behind. You are becoming. You are blossoming. You are rising. And as you rise, the darkness that once clung to you will fall away, not because you fought harder, but because you surrendered deeper. Surrender is the key. It always has been. The world teaches you to grip tighter when afraid. I teach you to release, because in the release, you receive. In the letting go, you discover who I am and who you are in me. And what I have for you doesn't require striving, it requires surrender. That's where peace is. That's where power is. That's where you find rest for your soul. Rest is not laziness, it is faith in action. When you rest in me, you declare that I am enough, that my timing is perfect, that you are not forgotten, not abandoned, not overlooked. Resting in me means trusting that even when you do nothing, I am still working, still moving, still making a way where there seemed to be none. I know rest is difficult for you. You've learned to equate stillness with stagnation, but I'm teaching you now that the most powerful moves of my spirit often happen in stillness. That's where I speak the clearest. That's where I heal the deepest. That's where I restore what the battle tried to take. Don't fear the quiet. Embrace it. I am there. And in the quiet, I'll remind you of truths that have always been yours. You are chosen. You are clean. You are capable. You are covered. You are not just surviving, you are sent. Sent into this world with authority, with purpose, with divine backing. No more shrinking. No more second guessing. No more apologizing for the fire in your bones. Let that fire burn. Let it consume the lies. Let it light the path for others. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to say yes. Because every time you say yes to me, heaven moves. Angels are assigned. Chains are broken. And the kingdom expands through your obedience. So keep saying yes, even when afraid, even when unsure, even when weary. Because with each yes, you are stepping into deeper waters, and in those waters, you will not sink, you will soar. I will uphold you. I will equip you. I will anoint you afresh. And the world will begin to see not just what I've done for you, but what I'm doing through you. That's where we're heading. Into a life not of surviving or barely getting by, but of thriving in purpose, rooted in peace, walking in power. You'll no longer just believe it for others, you'll begin to live it for yourself. And as you begin to live it for yourself, everything changes. Your atmosphere, your rhythm, your relationships, each one will begin to reflect the transformation taking place inside you. Because this isn't just an internal shift, it's an overflow. The freedom I've given you will pour into every space you occupy. You will become a living testimony of my goodness, my power, and my unfailing love. No longer will you echo the limitations placed on you. You will speak from the authority of heaven. No longer will you bow to fear, you will walk in dominion. No longer will you dim your light to fit into places I never called you to remain. You will rise, boldly, freely, gratefully, and in doing so, you will invite others to rise as well. This is legacy. not built on wealth or applause or titles, but on a life fully surrendered, a heart wholly given, a soul intimately aligned with mine. That's what transforms cities. That's what heals generations. That's what stirs revival, not just in churches, but in living rooms, classrooms, boardrooms, and every corner of culture. You are my ambassador, not because of a title, but because of who you carry. And who you carry is me. My spirit lives in you. My anointing covers you. My angels surround you. My word equips you, and my presence goes before you. There is no situation you will face where I have not already made provision. There is no battle you will enter where I have not already declared victory. You are not a victim, you are a vessel of my glory. Walk with confidence, not arrogance. Let humility mark you. Let love guide you. Let truth anchor you. Because in a world that is loud with confusion and pain, you will be a steady voice of peace. You will be a quiet force of healing. You will be a lighthouse in dark waters, not because you never struggled, but because you let me redeem your struggle into strength. There will still be challenges, yes. The path will not always be easy, but it will always be purposeful. And you will walk it with a deeper assurance than ever before, not that you know every step, but that you know the one who does. That is your advantage. That is your inheritance. Not perfection, but presence. Not answers, but access. You have access to me always, and in that access is joy. A joy that doesn't make sense. A joy that stands even when sorrow knocks. A joy that bubbles up from a place untouched by circumstances. That's what the world needs, not forced smiles, but genuine joy. And I'm placing it in you, deeply, so it spills out effortlessly. You'll laugh again, not the guarded laughter of someone waiting for the next letdown, but the full, rich laughter of someone who knows they are safe in my hands. You'll dream again, not with anxiety, but with wonder. You'll love again, not from a place of survival, but from abundance, because I have healed you from the inside out. There is nothing missing in you, nothing broken I haven't already begun to restore. You are not a project, I'm not patching you together. I've made you new. The old labels, the old shame, the old fears, they no longer define you. You are defined by my love, by my truth, by my unshakable promises. And as you go forward, don't be surprised when favor follows you. Don't be surprised when things begin to align quickly. You've planted in tears, but you will reap with joy. You've waited in faith, now you will walk in fulfillment. And when the world asks how it happened, your answer will be simple and yet profound. God did it. Yes, I did it. I carried you, I refined you, I restored you, and now I'm releasing you into your calling, into your assignment, into your divine alignment. Go forward not just with dreams, but with divine direction. Not just with inspiration, but with instruction. I will continue to lead. You will continue to hear. And together, we will do what eyes haven't seen and ears haven't heard. The time of hiding is over. The time of shrinking is done. You are seen. You are chosen. You are ready. And everything I've placed in you is rising now. Not for show, but for glory. Not for ego, but for impact. The world is waiting, and I've positioned you to carry my hope into every space you enter. My beloved, pause for a moment and listen. This is not a coincidence. Do not ignore what I am whispering into the depths of your heart. You have not stumbled upon these words by chance. I have brought you here, drawn you close with cords of eternal love, because I have something urgent, something life-changing to tell you. Look around and feel the atmosphere shift. I am here. This is holy ground. You've been wrestling in silence, haven't you? Smiling for others while your soul groans in secret. You've tried to carry burdens too heavy for your own strength, believing perhaps that I had forgotten you or overlooked your pain. But no, never. I have seen it all. Every tear, every sigh, every prayer that felt unanswered. You were never alone, not even for a breath. And now, in this divine moment, I come to remind you, I am working behind the scenes, beyond your understanding, deep within the chaos. I am orchestrating miracles. Don't walk away from this word, for in it lies your breakthrough. My voice thunders through the quiet. Do not be afraid. I am with you. Yes, even now, even in the middle of uncertainty and despair. You may feel as though everything is against you, the odds, the circumstances, the people, even your own thoughts. But hear me clearly, your victory is near, closer than it has ever been. This is your moment. Your spirit recognizes it. There is a stirring in your soul because my spirit is hovering over you, ready to breathe life into the dry bones of your situation. You are about to experience a supernatural revelation, a turning point, a divine shift that only faith can unlock. If you come to me with the heart of a child, trusting, open, willing, I will move mightily in your life. Yes, I know the turmoil within. I know how confusion has echoed through your mind, making it hard to discern my gentle call. You've been trying to silence the noise but still feel overwhelmed. But now, my child, listen closely. Lay down the frustration. Forgive yourself. I never expected you to be perfect. I only ask that you come as you are. Tired? I see it. Weary? I know. Ready to give up? Not anymore. Because this is where my power begins, where your strength ends. I am your rest in exhaustion. I am your clarity in confusion. And now I say, rise.